Yes, yes, indeed. I'm going after the moon again. I'm going to show you some footage that I took at 6 o'clock a.m. this morning, East Coast, with a Nikon P900. Now watch. This is the snow moon that they spoke so much about. I am pointing directly northwest. The sun has yet to come up. The sun's still not going to come up for another 56 minutes. And the moon is about to set. Okay, so bear that in mind. I muted this because I sound like a creepy schoolyard creeper breathing. The camera really picks up the audio. Listen to this. Hear that breathing? Yeah, sound like one of those Pizzagate guys. Okay, so my point is, look how well I can zoom in on this moon. Okay, I'm not talking about how well I'm focusing in on it or anything like that. I'm just saying, why can I zoom in on the moon that's 200 plus thousand miles away, and I can only zoom in on the Prudential building that's less than 3 miles away, only so much? Do you see what I'm saying? Something is really, really wrong here. Don't mind the camera work. But the other thing I want to talk about is the sun has yet to come up. The sun is coming up in the direct opposite direction. This is where the sun sets. So the sunrise is 180 degrees behind us, and the sun isn't up yet. What is illuminating the moon? That's a real question. I've studied this for my entire life, and in the last couple of years, I started to notice that things were not adding up any longer. What is lighting up this moon? The sun is not up yet. Theoretically speaking, and using NASA's own terminology, the Earth is between the sun and the moon right now. How is the moon setting but fully illuminated? Now listen to Robert Pisano right now explain the actual distance away a lot better than I can.
Hey people, what's up? This is Robert Pisano. Planete Veritas. Don't forget, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. This is going to be a short video. And I'm going to prove something to everyone. Okay? And the proof is this. I can prove in this video the moon is not 258,000 plus miles from the surface of the earth. I'll say it again. I can prove the moon, our moon, is not 258,000 miles from the surface of the earth. Now, if you're looking at this particular photo, I obtained this photo directly from NASA's website. It is allegedly a photograph taken from the surface of the moon, looking back at the earth. It is a photograph taken from NASA, taken by whoever from NASA, from the surface of the earth, from the surface of the moon, looking at the earth, supposedly 258,000 plus miles from the surface of the earth. Now, you cannot identify any recognizable features, land masses of the earth. You can't even see all the earth. You can't. You can't tell where the beaches are, the shoreline, nothing. Mountains, anything. You just see clouds, which means you can't see the earth clearly from 258,000 miles if you're on the surface of the moon, right? Okay. So let's keep going through this. This is from NASA, 258,000 miles. There's another photo, NASA. 258,000 miles. You cannot see any recognizable land masses of the Earth from 258,000 miles. Why they didn't bring a telephoto zoom lens camera, I don't know. But let's just say you're on the surface of the moon looking with your naked eye, and you can't see any recognizable land masses. So, this is what NASA says. NASA says, okay, let's check this out here. The Earth's center minus the moon center, okay, this is not the scale, 384,405 kilometers. It's about 258,000 miles, right? So, all of this data here, the axial tilt to orbit and the inclination, that's nonsense. Don't even pay attention to that. This is not a real Earth model. But we're going to go through some other data I'm going to show you so you can get, a visual in your mind of how this all relates, okay? Again, another photo supplied by NASA, courtesy of NASA, taken from the surface of the moon, looking at the Earth, 258,000 miles. Here goes that same illustration again, all right? Get this in your head. I don't care what you think the construct of the Earth is, but just get this in your head, all right? This is what they say the distance of the moon is from the Earth, okay? That's the official, that they want 7 billion people on the planet to believe this moon is 258,000 miles from the surface of the Earth. I don't know what took this picture. I don't know what took this picture of this module over the surface of the moon, looking back at the Earth. Hell, the moon even looks flat. But this is the moon looking at the Earth. You can't recognize any land masses. Okay? That's NASA. Now, here is the moon. This is the moon. This is a photograph taken by a photographer who works for the European Southern Observatory in Chile at 8,218 feet above sea level. This was taken from the surface of the Earth, courtesy of the European Southern Observatory. These are the very large telescopes at Paranal in Chile. There are 4 telescopes that look at the nighttime sky. This is during a supermoon event. Supermoon. Okay? Supermoon. Now, you can actually recognize some of the surface features on the moon. This photo was taken a little bit less than 8,200 feet above sea level, right? Because these telescopes are at 8,200 feet above sea level, right? This photo was taken at a declination looking at a supermoon right behind the very large telescopes in Chile. Notice how clear you can see some of the features on the moon, even with this being a blood moon? Okay, so let's do a comparison. We can see the moon very clearly from the surface of the Earth, right? At 8, almost maybe 8,000 feet, right? Maybe this is a 200-foot declination where the photo was taken from. But according to NASA, this is a photo taken from the surface of the moon looking at the Earth. Moon, Earth. This is supposed to be a distance of 258,000 miles. So I ask you, based on comparison, Does this look like the moon is 258,000 miles from the surface of the Earth? When you can see the features of the moon very clearly, the surface features of the moon, right? Surface features. But you can't see, recognize surface features of the Earth.
Now, I know a lot of people are hemming and hawing right now, but I am at NASA's YouTube channel, and this is them showing from their satellite called EPIC. This is exactly an actual video of what the moon looks like transiting the Earth. Do you understand that if you were standing right there on the moon taking a picture of Earth, all you would see is Earth? Because this is an actual satellite transmission from NASA, according to what they tell us. Right there. That's actual footage from their EPIC satellite. That's a million miles in space. That's actually the moon. That's actually Earth, according to NASA. If you were standing on the moon taking a picture of Earth, you wouldn't see what looks like the moon. You would see nothing but Earth. That's common sense. That's something NASA doesn't believe anybody has. And they work really hard through fluoridation, genetically modified foods, vaccines, and medications, as well as predictive programming up the wazoo to make you not think of that. Look at that. You see what I'm saying? This is actual video I've taken with the Nikon P900. How in the world, at exactly sea level, can I get video this close of something that's 200,000 plus miles away? And yet, when I point my camera across the harbor to Boston, I can only zoom in so much on the Prudential building, which is 5 miles away. But yet, I can zoom in on the moon all I want. All I want. Do you see what I'm saying? We're being lied to here, people. Seriously, look at how close on the, look at the, I mean, I don't even know how else to explain it. Look how close I am here. Seriously? We're being lied to. The moon is not a rock that can be landed on. Richard Hoagland, those moon bases, he's a disinfo agent. I don't believe a word that comes out of his mouth. This planet, this disk we see in the sky, this lesser light is a self-illuminating light and nothing more. It wasn't a rock that crashed into the earth and then turned into the perfect size to make an eclipse that never actually turns, that we only see one face of. I mean, nothing about it makes any sense whatsoever, and yet people go along with it. So feel free to thumbs down, leave your comments, explain to me about all your different degrees and so forth and so on. I'm going to stick with common sense and what I can see. Ritchie from Boston. Like, share, subscribe, or don't. I'm out.